All right. We're gonna go. This is not gonna be a very long video. Hopefully, I say that a lot, but in this case, it's actually true. I'm at work, but I want to test this. Actually, this was a little bit before work. I'll be doing some other Kubernetes stuff later today. Um, but something I've been. It's been. I woke up this morning and I was like, I want to figure this out, and I'm pretty sure you can do this, but we're gonna actually attempt it. So what the idea of this is, you can put an executable that's compatible for the same architecture, machine architecture that you are compiling for in your Go program, and you put a statically compiled binary inside the resource fork, I call it, the embed. This is the Go documentation inside of the other program. So as we get going, I briefly want to discuss what embed is. This video will hopefully be suitable to add to uh, skill stack when we talk about Go, and then go on my list of stuff for learning Go. But it's been little bit more long form, so skip through it if you want to. Over here we have the embed package. We have package embed, import embed. Package embed provides access to files embedded in your Go program. Go source files that import embed can use the Go embed directive to initialize a variable of type string, byte, fs, or fs in the contents of the file at compile time. That's added to the file at compile time. So it can access files at runtime that have been embedded at compile time. So this is really great because instead of tarring up your thing and distributing it, you can actually put all the resources for a single binary inside the binary and just distribute the binary. And then you can even have the binary do its own installation if there's more stuff it has to do. And based on that, you can do some pretty cool things. Like you can, ship your any files that you have that would be used for configuration and stuff like that. So this is actually a critical thing for me to actually prove. I'm pretty sure I can do this, but I just want to see it do happen. Um, because it's based on the home lab. I'm sorry, the home kit project, which I'm stealing that name from somebody in my stream. I forget who it was who said it, who called it that. A home kit is like a root kit, although it's just one binary and it comes with all the stuff you ever want on a target system. So you just ship that binary over and run it, and it will literally have anything you ever want in it. It might be a little bigger, but it'll have everything, right? And so knowing how to do this, the key one here is going to be file system. So if file system, the string and byte is fine and all, but you can't run it. The reason I think file system might be the one is because we're going to be combining the embed with the os.execute package or command or whatever it is. You got to look it up. I don't remember how it. I have to look it up every time. So that's going to be what we're going to do. But yeah, so if we go back to this package here, let's see in the example, embedding one file into a string. I do this all the time. This is a really great way to maintain, like, I don't know, markdown documentation. I do this all the time in Bonsai. In fact, let me show you an example of that. Or Keg. Whoops. Keg. So in my Keg program, Keg.go here. This is a program, and I actually use the embed here. So here we go. Node paths, fs int ders. I don't think that's the one. Let me see if I can find one. Parsecs. I read the decks, scan the decks. I don't know where it is. Let me just search for embed, actually. All right, so we have, see all the text that's been embedded. This is like, this thing has extensive, oh, it's text. It's like, yeah, I started following this convention of creating a text.go file. and putting all of my embedded text in this file. And then that's in the global namespace, of course, global private namespace, so that anything that needs a string that's maintained as a file can just be pulled out of there. And you can see it's pretty easy to do. You can even automate that pretty easy. Hey, Shrub Code. So if you look at, but then under the text directory, there's there's all this markdown, and I have actually organized my text based on language, so that if I wanted to make a multilingual, internationalized binary, I could. I haven't done it yet, or I could just compile it with, I could disable that thing, the text mode and stuff like that. And yeah, I have to go back. This is just something fun I'm doing. So here we go. So here's a bunch of code. There's a bunch of stuff written in what's called Bonsai Markdown, Bonsai Mark, and it just uses some Golang templating, which is just the easiest way to write. And other than that, it's just generic Markdown. I wrote my own parser for that and everything. So that is how you manage the text. So that's one example of how to do that. But that's just text strings, right? We want to do more than that. We want to be embedding binary in there. And I already know that you can embed the binary in the file system and copy it out of the file system into the host system that the binary is running on. I'm working a lot with Markdown. Oh, I've been working with Markdown for years. Yeah, it's just that you're seeing it more lately. Yeah, if you go back and look at the stuff I've done with Pagan, which is like 3 years old. All my documentation before was Markdown too. Yeah, I like it because I'm an educator and I need to write a lot. So, in fact, I'm toying with a business model that I'm not ready to talk about yet, but it is related to the new increase in length on shorts to 3 minutes from YouTube. Did you know TikTok is 10-minute shorts? Yeah. So, but it'll have Markdown. I'm gonna write my own application interface. I'll show you about that later. Markdown is a npm package. No, hell no. No, I don't use anything in npm. Never will. Sorry, no offense. I just don't. Oh, it's a fun thing I can do with C. Make a game. I wouldn't, if I were going to do anything fun with C, I would use the Gulagum board. Yeah. But this video is about, again, wigging questions. Welcome everybody. I see you found me. And what do you use render Markdown? What do I use? I use the code I wrote. It's using Pandoc is probably the best thing for most people. But I mean, there's a million things, right? I would just Pandoc. Pandoc is the best, and you can call out to use it. Plus, it uses everything. Either that, or I use Go and then I write it. I use the gold mark, or I use the parser I made. All right, so let's look back at the file system. Embedded one or more files in the file system. Okay, so here we go. Here's somebody wanting to embedded one or more files. Read file, hello. See how it says read file? And you see how it says embed.fs? Yeah. Yeah, that's probably true. Yeah. I don't do much web stuff. Not anymore anyway. Var f embed.fs. So see how it embedded in FS, and then the embed put the file inside of the file system. So you do read file, and it put the entire file into the file system, and you can print it. Okay, so that's using the file system. This technique, however, well, I think what I need to find out is if I can pass a file descriptor to the execute command. And I actually don't think you can. I'm sleepy. I just woke up. I stayed up till 6 o'clock last night. Or this morning. I was looking at different stuff. So The Go embed directive about the variable declaration specifies which files to embed. I don't think this is going to work. Okay, so what we really need to look at is the embed.fs. We need to see if I can access the files from those locations and put those into the path for an execution command. All right, so the next thing we have to understand, if we can make a summary about this, is we need to know about the Go exe package exec. Is it OS exec? I think it is. Whoops. Pretty sure it's Go exec. Go back and read it all. I really wish it would page it automatically for me. I also wish there was color. But no. You know what I should do? I should write a charm bracelet color tool that would take Go documentation and render it so it has color. If I could pipe it to that. It'd be a really fun utility to make. It'd be super easy to make too. Package exec import blah blah blah. Because who doesn't want like documentation color in their terminal for Go stuff? I would want that. All right, start process. OS wraps exec. Let's see, exec runs external commands. It wraps OS start process to make it easier to wrap set instant out. Unlike system call library in C, and the OS exec package intentionally does not invoke system shell and does not expand any global parameters or handle any expansions. Okay, this behaves much more like C's exec family functions. Right, that's what we want. Note that the example in this package, assuming your Unix system, let me not run Windows. Okay, that's fine. Executables in the current thing. Where should I learn? Go to AwesomeGo, artifactsrob/AwesomeGo, or go search for Go in my videos. Yeah, how you doing? So, executables in the current directory. The function command and look path to look for a program in the directory listed in the current path, following the conventions of the host operating system. Operating systems have for decades included the current directory in the search, sometimes implicitly and sometimes configured explicitly. That way, by default, modern practice is to include is that including current directory is usually unexpected and often. Yeah, don't do that. To avoid those security problems, Go 1.19 package will not resolve. Good. I love that. That is, if you run exec hostpath go, it won't find it, no matter how much the path is configured. Instead, the user will go out there. Okay, fine. Exit path proggy. Execute command prog. All right, so this is actually implicitly looking at the host or the external file system. It doesn't look like it's looking at the internal file system at all. How you doing? So code that insists on including results from resulting path entries can be overridden. I'm pretty sure I just got my answer right here, and this video is going to be very short. I was hoping for some sort of magic that would do a temporary cache download of the file and then run it and then throw it away. I was hoping for that. Have I tried TrackBikes? Yes. Morning USA. Miss Sophia, how are you? It's going to be whenever they... Salute to the American race. Thank you, Miss Sophia. How are you? So, setting the environment variable go debug exec error.0 disables generation of error.file entirely. Before we add such, let you know. Hello, India. Errors.new, look path. Command, there you go. There's the command context. Command context is necessary. See this context, I submitted a patch on that, and they wouldn't accept it. I wanted to make it context.c, I really did, but no. So error struct error exit error there. I think the answer is you can't do this. I think what we're gonna have to do here, and I'm actually gonna test this. We're gonna have to add the this case in this case let's use the Vim binary, which I do not believe is dynamically linked. We're about to find out though. Food is let's see, culture. I mean, it's all good, right? I like them both. Mm. Right, no see. Hey, Ghost in the Shell. Oh my God. Yeah, it's good to see you. You're getting streamed to YouTube and recorded there as well. Everybody, just so you know, Facebook as well. Mm. I want to try embedding XC files. I'm trying to embed your XC files. Yeah, this is a 14-inch Mac 3 Mach M. It's a 2014 one. Yeah, there's videos of me buying it actually from when after I went to a Linkscope. All right, so I think I just got my answer, but whatever. Let's still try it. We're gonna go into the lab. Lab is Artifacts Rob Lab. This is where I save all my random projects that I've tried it. Get status. Helm loader. I don't think I need that anymore. Okay, it's Helm loader. I can't wait to finish my harbor project at work because then I'm going to be full blast on Go development. I'm going to be able to do all that and stream it. I can't wait. I'm really looking forward to it. Remove dir. Why isn't it? I could arm the shard up, but I don't like doing that because there might be something in there that's going away. Like, see, it says something's in there. I don't know what's in there. What is in there? Oh, main dot go. Helm chart loader. Loader dot load. All right, so yeah, I guess I can add that. God, Helm loader. This is from the other day. A. You commit. All right, so let's do this. I like the terminal. Well, all right, let me. Do you guys? Let me go back to bubble mode so I'm not as big. Let's do that. So you guys can see the stream down the road. NVIDIA take. You're talking about the system design one before I deleted it? I deleted it, because I didn't want to start a fight. It was too agitating. It's still there. If you know where to find the content, you can still go watch my stream, but I took it down. Last night, after posting it, after 8 hours of posting it, it already had 3,000 views and 110 comments. So, I took it down. I just I can't. I don't. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. There's just too many people who have too many opinions on it, and I was like, fine, I don't want to do that. It's ironically that would have made it a perfect YouTube video. The videos that are the most shocking and the most in your face and stuff. Those are the best videos. Those like really the YouTube algorithm just freaks out and loves that. And when I took it down, I was like, damn, I'm about to lose probably my most number one viewed video ever. And I was like, I don't care. It's not worth it. This is bad. So, yeah, which is design principles would have been missed. Absolutely. It was already being missed. By the comments were already 100% personal. And they were saying it's a skills issue and they're like totally missing the point. And I was like, yeah. In the new world, I'm going to make a lot of 3-minute video shorts, and they'll just be about a single topic, and I'll edit them really well, and then people can just go on their way. Embedded file, yeah. I'm working on it, Patrick Close. You can't run an embedded file That's pretty much the you cannot run an embedded file. We just confirmed that. There's no way to run a file from its embedded location. You can download the file, and that's what I'm about to show. Let me just review that again. So the only way to run a program is to use the to use the exec module. God, I really hate that this does not page. It really drives me nuts. I wish GoDoc would use paging automatically. Does it have that built in? I'm going to ask. Can't. How? Let's see. Does GoDoc command have color and pager support? I'm just going to ask. Maybe ChatGPT knows something that I don't know. Let me go back to tiny mode. Here we go. The GoDoc command does not natively support color by paging by default. Adding a pager to GoDoc, to enable paging, you can pipe it to the output, yeah. Add color support. Example of using BAT. What? BAT and source highlighting to add color to the output. What is BAT? What? What? Example using source highlighting. No, I don't. What is BAT? What are we doing? We're doing many things, but the main thing we're doing is seeing how we can ship VI inside of my home kit or root kit and make it so it doesn't have to be saved to the file system. Or at least temporarily so it doesn't trigger any tripwire alarms. That's what I'm trying to do. GoDoc format BAT less. What the hell is that? I've never seen that before. GoDoc, wait. BAT. Broken pipe. Reinstall BAT. Mostly right now I just want color in my Go documentation. And I may have just learned about something. I love ChatGPT. You know, people hate on it all over the place, and that's fine. I love it. Maybe it's just because I'm a lesser programmer. I don't know. So, which BAT? Wait. Oh my God. Oh no, that's not it. This isn't color. This is lame. This is lame. That's not what I want. No, the answer is no. 20K student viewers on YouTube. I'm actually aggressively seeking higher viewership on YouTube, and I'm going to be making videos. I actually have a whole bunch of videos that I'm going to be posting on schedule. So please be sure to sub on YouTube and to check the videos out and to do all that stuff because I'm actually aggressively seeking to get a higher audience on YouTube. I never really cared before, but I am right now seeking that out. I not so much that I'm not gonna make like a mukluck video like binging on soba noodles or something. I'm not even gonna save it and only make videos that score really well on YouTube like people do. But yeah, GPT Mac app's good. It's okay. The only problem is I want to run it from the command line. I can't do that because reasons, mostly financial reasons on their part. Anyway, so there's no color. No color. Sadly, there's no color for that. So we're gonna go ahead and do some stuff here. I do not know why the top of my screen is being cut off too. Let me see if I can fix that for you. I've been trying to make it all nice for you guys. I think that's too much. That's probably enough. Yeah. Anyway, so what are we doing? Let's make a new directory in my lab. OpenAI API. Oh, I've used it a lot, but it's a different cost model. I've talked about that. It costs you more money, and it's per query, and it doesn't. I also want it on my phone, right? and you can't combine the two. It's very sad. I should make a video about that. I use ChatGPT on my phone all the time, especially when I'm in the car, and you can't combine them. So Kate's is not where we want to be. Make directory go. Actually, let's go in the go directory. Embed. I think I already have a lab location for embed. Gabe, good to see you, Gabe. Good to see you, Mr. Gabe. And so this is how you do an embed here. This is my thing yelling at me. A patterns, no file matching are found. Pattern files, no matching files found. Embed files. Oh wait, yeah. Make directory files. This is probably gonna fix it. No? Well, it should. Where'd my files go? Let's see. Touch files. Empty. Main. There, it went away. Wow, that's cool. See you, Ghost in the Shell. I don't know how long I'm going to be here. I have stuff at work I have to do. I have to set up all of our security certificates. So I'm going to be doing that, doing a file install. Go embed files, FS, embedded FS. It's good to see you. Ghost in the Shell, it's so good to see you. It's good to have somebody from the community here. You know what I mean? Wink, wink. So, yeah, that's good. It's good to have you. I'm glad some of you guys are finding your way back over here. Some of my original friends from 3-4 years ago, especially Gabe. Gabe is a friend of mine for more than, I want to say, well, since 2013. Shit, Gabe, I've known you for more than 10 years. Wow, that is crazy. Anyway, so, I mean, I'm just going to say it. This is the kind of information and coding that is interesting to security professionals, because creating a home kit or a root kit is one of the reasons Go is so popular, as well as Bonsai. And I've actually had people compliment and say that they're using Bonsai to deploy their pen testing kits, and they're using it to embed all kinds of fun stuff. And Go is really popular with hackers because you can obfuscate the C signatures, so stuff bypasses virus checks. But it's so much more power. There's so many reasons that hackers like it. It's simple. It doesn't require, hackers who actually want to generate pen testing code or anything like that. They literally, look at other languages and like, why would you do that? Other than C, maybe, where they need, access to the assembly stuff, which you can write in Go. You can write it. So you have a nice simple thing for most of the part. And then you have, I should probably make a video just about that, about why Go is a favorite with hackers. It's a super unsexy, which makes it really fun and fast to write. 12-ish, I think. 12, yeah. Yeah. 2013 we started, so yeah. Anyway, here we have files. Okay, so this was me testing. The files didn't get included. This was me testing how big of a file I can actually embed, and I created these. Okay, so this is in my lab I did several years ago. I created several files of a specific size, which, by the way, I have a Z about somewhere. There is a way that you can create a file of a very specific size and then inflate it to that size, so that it's actually occupied. It's not just reporting that in the inode or whatever, however it does it. So I actually don't need this. What I was trying to get to, I can probably use this one as well. Well, no, well, I need to go look that up. I haven't done it in a long time. There's a way to create a file of a specific size with a single command without having it write a bunch. You communicate with, at least you can in ext4 file system, I'm pretty sure. But but it doesn't really create the space until you do something else. I can't remember. I did that a long time ago. Okay, so we have a file system of VetFS. This is actually everything I need. So we're gonna make a. We're not gonna make a 1 gig file. It's too much. We're just gonna make a. We'll do another basic file. Let's do. Uh, just I don't know, foo. And then we'll write files. Foo. Actually, let's do something better than that. Let's do this. Which Vim? So I'm using Homebrew Vim, and which is a Vim that's compatible with this operating system. This is the thing you'd have to do. You'd have to make sure to make. You'd have to make a home lab. You'd have to compile a home lab or HomeKit for binary for all your target architectures, which is not hard. You can do that with Go Releaser automatically on a PR commit. Um, so yeah, so that's not a thing. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to copy which Vim. I'm going to copy the Vim binary directly into files. This is, by the way, what got me on the NeoVim thing is I was wondering if this could be done with NeoVim as well, which I'm pretty sure it can be. I think everything's statically linked these days. Thank God. It doesn't have dynamically linked library dependencies, which would keep it from running on another system. It does inflate the size of the binary, of course. Copy which binary, which VM to files, and files. All right, so we're going to remove files empty, and you can see how big it is. It's 30.3 megabytes. So hey, how you doing, son?
Sunpool is now
That's
following.
pretty big, and this idea does not make small binaries. Your binaries end up getting bigger, especially it's like BusyBox, right? It's like BusyBox. The Vim program itself is bigger than the entire BusyBox operating system, which fits on a floppy disk. That's why it's so amazing. It's also the reason that I'm thinking very, very seriously of porting the Alpine, the BusyBox Alpine BI to Go, and that is why I'm looking at this. So let's take stock of what we just learned. If I'm gonna ship a rootkit, a HomeKit, and I make it into a container and Kubernetes on a target or something, it would be really nice to have VI. And these days, especially in the containerized world, they eliminate the editors. My terminal is obfuscated. It is obfuscated, isn't it? Let me fix that. So sorry about that. How about that? Is that better? No. Why is this acting up? I think it might be because I just need to move it. I had this all perfect the other day. It's like the worst part. This is why I'm looking to get Alacrity, to use Alacrity, because I can fix this part. But thank you for letting me know, Harry Cut. Yeah, I know. That would drive me crazy too. I don't mind my icon being cut off a little bit. So the first thing that we're learning here is that if I'm gonna ship Vim, I'm gonna be shipping an extra 3.3 megabytes in my binary. I'm gonna be bloating my binary, my rootkit, my HomeLab kit, my HomeKit by 3.3 megabytes. But then I have Vim, right? How much is VI? NVI is NVI is 30 bytes. Oh my god. What? You see what I'm saying, people? NVI is 30 bytes versus Vim. Let's do NeoVim, which is on here now. Is that just because of the symlink? All right, let's try it. Let's try pointing it to the right thing. Maybe that's the size of the symlink. NeoVim is 6.4 megabytes. NeoVim is almost exactly twice the size of Vim. Does NeoVim provide twice the functionality of Vim? Obviously, I don't think so. Uh, so yeah, let's do this. Let's do Scylla NVI. Wait, why can't I see it? Why isn't it finding it? That's very odd. So yeah, it's got to be O. That's relative to the program itself, I think. All right, I could be wrong. I don't know. Where does Sour live? Why can't I get to the actual thing? Which NVI? NVI. Good old VI. Here we go. The symlink is throwing me off. I don't know where Solar is. I don't know. This is where Brew puts stuff. Actually, I should probably do Brew home. Where does Solar live? I don't. This is a Mac thing. I don't know. This will take a while, but there's nothing wrong with using VS Code. VS Code is fine for learning. It is. I have people learn via Vim in the thing, but I added VS Code. I said you need to learn VS Code. I think everybody should learn it, just to know, so they can make an informed decision about what they want to use. Yeah. I made a video, best editor for you. Your Vim's 5 megabytes. Yeah. There's no NVI in here. What the hell? Where is Seller even at? Where is Seller or Brew on Mac? I can't go really long today, so just letting you know. I'm going to have to stop because there's a bunch of stuff I have to do at work. And then I'll get the work stuff done and I'll come back and we can play some more. I need to clean too, but I've been slowly but surely doing that. Use your local seller, seriously? Okay, fine. So, back to where we were. L/L. Seller. I beg to differ, VS Code. Oh, hey, look, VS Code is wrong. Opt homebrew seller. Okay. Opt homebrew seller. No. NVI. Bin. NVI. 73K. Okay, that's more realistic. It's still way less than even 3.3K or gig, a meg, 3.3 meg. So why does this matter? I think the reason that this matters, the most powerful part of Vim is something you can't use on VS Code, the filter command. I made a video about that. It's really too bad. If you're going to use Vim, you should use Vim. Just use Vim, or VI or NeoVim or whatever your flavor is. It just takes a while to learn. I feel like it'd be too slow at work. That was me in 1987. I remember the day. I remember where I was sitting when I looked out the window on a Portland rainy day, and I made a decision to myself I was never going to edit a file with anything but VI again, no matter how much it hurt. And yeah, editors are a very personal choice, and I realize that, and I just wish that some of the editor creators wouldn't lie. That makes me sad. That's all over in technology. People get dogmatic and they end up lying about what they come to love and believe in, and that probably goes for me too. So it's the hardest part with the editor wars, right? And NetBeans is great. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so it's okay. We're trying to. So the reason I'm doing this video at all is because I told you I'm trying to make a home kit or slash root kit so that I can put all the things that I love inside of my single binary, and I can just push that to a machine and have everything work. So I don't have to like tar up all my dot files or git clone or all that stuff. All of those things have a tremendous. There's lots of reasons to want to do this, right? From a security perspective, if you're hacking a system, you don't want to leave tracks behind, right? So if you get on there, you don't. The more files you have to hide and everything, the better. One of the reasons that I found the hacker in, I think it was probably 2001, 2002, was because I was running my own tripwire command, and I found him because he had a ton of files that he wrote on my system. They were all under dev. It doesn't matter. I was able to find him because he can't hide those inodes from the file system without you can't take the file system. There are certain things you can't do, and so it was really easy to see that he'd done it. If it had only been one file and that file had been properly named, I might have overlooked it. I might have overlooked it. Not to mention the fact that it's much easier to delete, right? You guys, if you've ever watched if you've ever set up a honeypot and let yourself get cacked by a botnet, and then you study what it does to your system by watching what it does and tracing the process and watching all the stuff it writes to your system and everything like that, right? Um, yeah, I type colon W all the time, and that's exactly the problem I have, Gabe. If you've ever done that, if you've ever seen it, you'll see that what it does, the botnet stuff, it infects your machine for like 1 or 2 seconds, and then it runs, and then it deletes all of its traces, right? Well, that technique of covering your tracks becomes really, really easy if you've got a single binary to deal with, and the binary is relatively small, and there's nothing else, and the binary's been obfuscated. That means if they catch it in the process, they still can't deobfuscate what's in the binary to know what it's doing. In the case where I got hacked by this other person, he had a bunch of like Ruby and Python shell scripts, all stuff I could read. So I could go in there and I could see what was happening. I could read all of everything that was going on. And one of the single biggest reasons that goes popular with hackers is you can obfuscate compiled code in a way that is very, very hard to disassemble and to see what it's actually doing. Particularly if you've like bundled a huge, source, resource fork in there and all kinds of other stuff. So this makes Go pretty much the ideal program for writing rootkit or malware or less nefarious things like just wanting to put everything that you like on in your container, and you want to wrap it into a pod really quickly, and you just want to curl down your binary from some system because you want your entire thing in a pod running inside a Kubernetes cluster. So you've got all your tools right there, and you didn't want to have to git clone them or anything. That's the justification for a HomeKit, and some people will do that by making an entire pod. And as long as it's configurable, this is my goal for the HomeKit. As long as you can actually just by import lines, you just have to add different import lines or add different line items to the files list. You can just update those things constantly and just recompile. Then you get a brand new home lab kit. You end up getting a tremendous amount of power there. So we know now that NVI is the smallest, is 73K. I would really like to know how big the BusyBox is. I think, you know what? Do I have Podman in here? Actually, this would probably be better to do on Bastion. I want to see how big the entire BusyBox Alpine thing is. He went through some pwn attempts and Nginx logs and found the CNC server was susceptible to buffer overflows. Yeah. Yep. And yeah, there's like all kinds of cool things you can do there. So here I am on my Bastion Linux machine. I think I have Podman over here. Nope. Let's, I just want to try something really quick. Podman needs Python TOML. That's interesting. All right, so let's do Podman exec IT Alpine. I think you have to precisely put it in there. I think it still has to be Docker IO. Podman doesn't, like the whole. Is it Alpine OS? I don't remember which one it is. How can I run Alpine from Podman? That's actually one of the downsides of Podman. Podman has its own image registry. It doesn't, but it doesn't. I'm sorry, it doesn't have its own image registry. So you have to look it up. But Docker assumes a bunch of defaults, so it makes it easier. But I don't want to use Docker. Podman pull Alpine on the Alpine container. I don't think you can do that. I don't think that's a thing. Oh wow, it did it. How did it find it? Docker IO library Alpine. It did find it. Huh. What did I do wrong? My Docker commands are so. Is it run? Oh, I'm an idiot. Okay, thank you, Mozilla. It's been a while. It's been a while. Uh, so let's see here. What I was going to look for is what I want to show you is if you go into like which OS, if you go into the bin directory here, check this out. I've done lots of videos on this, but it's so much fun to look at every time. These are all the same executable. You see this? This is called a multi-call binary, and it's one of the coolest things I've ever seen in technology. The single binary behaves differently depending on how it's executed. If you go to BusyBox, which we can do really quick, BusyBox uses the older method of hard links, and Alpine moved to symlinks because you can use more of them. There's only a finite number of hard links you can use. So, and of course, this was originally done to enable this entire operating system to run off a floppy disk. That's why it was made. Super cool. You can see these all have the same hard link address, and this 405. The 405 is the number of hard links to the file, and a lot of people don't know what that column is. They just ignore it. That's what that's about. That's a good example of seeing it. But if you go to Alpine, well, let's do that. Bin -l. You'll see same situation here. There's only one. See there? There's only one there. It's not a hard link because it's a symbolic link, and you can have lots more of them in there. So they decided to go that route. You can do this with Bonsai. You can compile Bonsai to be a multi-call for all of its first level subcommands. That's not why I'm here, but it is kind of cool to show it since we're here. What I'm here to find out is how big is the LS they have here. I don't even think it has a -lh. Oh, it does. It does. What? That can't be right. So they're all pointing to bin BusyBox. ls-lh bin BusyBox. And so you can see BusyBox is the entire operating system. The entire operating system, not the operating system, the kernel's not in there, to be fair, right? That's the main part of the operating system. I make a mistake there. But all the utilities that you're looking at are all contained in a single 790K binary. And if you consider the size of Vim is 3.3 megabytes, the binary, or NeoVim is 8 megabytes, you have to wonder, why would you ever put those things in your monolith, right? I don't need them. I just need the minimal VI. And by the way, while I'm here, I want to try something. So let's do VI. I mean, this is a VI like none you've ever seen before. This is a BusyBox VI. It's not even like NVI. It's not like AIX VI. It's not like any of the other ones. It's its own absolute flavor because it's a very, very tiny little bit of a bigger program. And it's also the reason you should learn. So look at it. It says read level, list level features. I need to do a full analysis of this VI because This is what I want. I'm pretty sure at this point, this is the VI I want inside of my binary. Now, and I can either embed a binary that already exists. The crazy thing is I can embed the entire BusyBox operating system and get all of these commands for the target OS inside. Holy shit. Let me think about that. Oh my God. Why am I not doing that? Why not just do that? Hey, thank you for the sub, Dave. People, I've just had this like epiphany. Why not just embed the BusyBox binary? If we have to write the file to the file system in order to use exec, we have to dump it from the embedded binary right into the file system, compile the WASM and run as a WASI. You could do that, but you'd have to have a runner for it, I think. Right? The fact of the matter is we don't need it as actually I see why you're saying that. You're saying that so you can just run it on anything. You don't have to know the target. In my case, because we're using Go, you already have to compile for the target architecture. You can exec from file descriptor with MFD. Can you? With memfd. It's not a Go thing though, is it? Patrick Close? That's super interesting. So, I see what you're saying, yeah. With memfd. What I want to know is, okay, so I think the limitation here is Go itself. Go lets you ship all this stuff inside the binary easily, very easily. You saw it's like 3 lines. It's using Patrick. Huh? I don't know about that. Right now, I'm having a hard time not thinking about anything besides putting the entire Alpine, essentially BusyBox, putting all of BusyBox into my Go monolith. Look at all the commands I get for free. Well, you can see them, right? You can see them. Let's list the available features in Go. All right, so these features are available. Pattern searching with slash, last command repeat. I mean, this is the most minimal VI you will ever use. Ever. It doesn't have filtering, which I love. That's one of the reasons I want to port it. I'm serious. I am very seriously thinking about porting this absolutely bare bones minimal VI that's included with BusyBox into a Bonsai branch, which can be directly linked inside of a multi-call binary. So it's not even an extra piece of it. It's part of the actual code, just like BusyBox. So pattern searching with slash, last command repeat, line marking with X, some colon modes with colon, job suspend, adapter resize. It does also support a number of undocumented. It supports a number of undocumented function configuration settings. The X configuration settings. I think one of them is no flash. I don't remember though. That's I think where that came from. I did a video a little bit about that yesterday. So as of this moment, I could actually copy this out. So this is a BusyBox. This right now, this is crazy. This is really really crazy. Right now, I could take the BusyBox binary and embed it as a file system item in my monolith, and then on my target, I could create a command called run or something, and it would uncache. It would cache the binary, and create all the symbolic links on this system, which is the opposite of not being visible to the file system tracers. But that's the only thing we can do. We're gonna have to do that and then delete it. Um, But I could do that, and I would get all of this. I would get all of these commands for free. And so if the system didn't have these commands, I could get them automatically. God, it has U mount and stuff. That's insane. Mpstat, fgrep, fmove, fsync. I don't need all these things, but God, for 700, for 1/3 the size of VI and 1/8 the size of NeoVim, I get all of that. I get all of that. 8 megabytes is still very small. No, it's not. 8 megabytes is huge for the kind of thing that I'm talking about doing. I mean, just consider for a second, this is an entire operating system utility tree that is 780 kilobytes. So why does that matter, right? These days, nobody cares about disk storage space. It matters when you're trying to send that payload in a single packet, or you're trying to, you've hacked a system and it's a small device and you don't have very much room on the device to run. So the people that care about size and speed here are mostly security professionals and embedded device programmers. They're the ones who care. And that's why Alpine lives, or containers. Nobody wants a 10 gigabyte container, right? Even I know it has crazy things in there, right? It's insane what it can do in such a small space. I actually don't need to do the test here. I know how to make this work. The steps, I'll just repeat them really quickly. So if I wanted to get all of this for free, I would do the embed like I showed you, and then I would have that binary be the same architecture as the compilation, and I would create. You can have conditional binaries. You can have multiple files, and then have a file only be included in the compilation for a particular target OS. So what I would do is I would get that, and I've done that with many things. I'm trying to figure out something I could show you that's got an example of that. I think Bonsai has one in there. Anyway, but it's one of the coolest things about Go. I don't think Rust does this. If it does, please let me know. But you can have conditional compilation, and trying to find where my conditional compilation is. And you can actually name it something different, and it will only compile for that. The stuff that's in the file is only included if the target compilation is that, right? So, and we haven't had to use any C libraries or anything like that, which would make unable to do cross compilation, which is usually a killer in the Go world. Said to Elasticsearch, those containers weigh zillions. I know, I hate them, dude. I'm supporting HPC machine learning, and their containers are sometimes 30 gigabytes. Yeah. Our registry is like 15 terabytes right now, the one that I've been porting. So, the reason I'm looking at this is for totally different reasons, right? I am fascinated by the ability to, yeah, and they want it backed up, by the way. I'm currently trying to come up with a disaster recovery scenario for them. They're like, oh, it's all on snapshot and NAS. We just have to contact the team and have them restore it if it went down. I'm like, okay. So, yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. Just, bundling, I know how to do this. I would just put the binary in there in the embedded FS. Let's go back to the code. And that would be it, actually. Well, let me see. Where's my lab? I don't know where my lab went. I think I lost it. Here it is. No, this is my Z binary. So, oh wait. Yeah, this is the one where. Okay, here we go. No, that's Bonsai. Okay, so yeah. Yeah, I think I answered my own question. I think I need to go make breakfast and stuff now. I just thought it'd be fun to do a little video about this. So what would I do, right? What I would do here is I would do files busybox, right? And then I would copy that binary, that target binary, and I would copy it into my files directory, and I'd make sure it was the right compiled binary for the target OS. And then over here, we just can extract it, right? See, the thing you can do is you can print the file. This is a file system. It uses the file system abstraction, the interface. Embed FS uses the FS interface, but you can't. Um, there's no way to refer to it in the command. You can't run it from there. I don't think. And that's the thing. It would be so great if you could. I just don't even know how that would happen. I mean, I think the reason that doesn't happen is it does have to interface with the host system to run the command. It has to run the command, and the only way to run the command is to interface with the host system. There's no way to run a command otherwise. Period. So it follows that exec would not be able to do that. At best, in best case scenario, it would. I mean, I don't know. Maybe. How can we get the file system to show up? I doubt it, but how long would it take to write it to? That's another thing. So, go doc. One last try. I hate that. Start process. The package is okay. Executing the current directory. So exec look path. So this is the thing. Um, yeah, you've got to go there. You can just exec it from proc. Yeah, but how do I get it into memfd? You know what I mean? Proc self fd. That's so cool, Patroclus. My company doesn't give me off today. No, I'm at work. I'm doing some stuff before work. I don't work, a solid block necessarily. I have a lot of stuff I have to do at work. MFD create and just copy the bytes over. That would be in memory though, right? Today's a federal holiday. What's the holiday? Columbus Day? Native American Day? I don't think we get it off. Oh shit. One of my teammates got COVID. Doesn't look like it's a holiday today. Yeah, it's not a holiday. Hey, how's it going, DP? This is Lock Fatal. I don't use Lock Fatal because it panics in anything ever, and I don't think people should be using panic. Period. That's my opinion. I hate that so many people use Log Fatal and things, and you know why they do? Because of that. Because all the documentation uses Log Panic, and then you ask the Go team, if it's the best practice to not use panic, and you reject commits and PRs that have panic in them, why don't you say so in all of your examples? Why they'll have panic and they'll say, yeah, we know that's a problem. It's it's seriously bad practice. In fact, in Bonsai, I have a safety trap for panic at the top level. That is not a thing Cobra does. My Bonsai saves me. It saves my applications because no matter what, they will execute to completion. If there's a panic, it'll trap it rather than blowing up. So if you've got other concurrency going on, it won't fail. It'll trap it. Um, which is super important if you're doing this kind of thing. It's continuing printing garbage. A stat and Witchco program. Oh, the one? Oh, you're looking at my random program. It's just a random lab program, right? So, uh, no, this is just it just quickly executes. Yeah, yeah. This is also being looped. Maybe you missed this part right here. Return after the stat. This might not run at all. I haven't done it in a long time. This is a loop. I don't even know what I was doing in here. This is something I did a long time ago. It just loops. I think this is to monitor the growth of the file. That's what it is. If it, it would be cool. I didn't finish. If I should have done a Go funk on here. I should have actually concurrently monitored the size of the file. No, I remember why I did this. I remember why I did this because I wanted to see if the file size would be reported of the embedded file and see how much size it took up in the actual file. Because I didn't want to blow. I wanted to see what happens if I get like the bigger the byte. I was considering how big these things are starting to get big, right? These embedded file system binaries, and I was wondering how big I could go with it, right? Um, I think this was something of a sort of a real time. Let's see how big. I think I did that because if I remember, I should run it. I should just run it and make a gig file. Yeah. Um, I mean, I could just run it right now, actually. Let's do that. What is the fastest way to create a 1 GB file on Mac? I don't remember the command. That's the way to create a 1 GB file. Make file. This is funny because this, for creating files of a given size quickly, was sufficient to create a Mac OS copy. All right. I don't think I knew that was the command. It's obvious. If I had to get to guess about a command, that would be the one. Make file 1 GB test file. Files 1 GB file. And it almost needs like a status or something. ls-l files. Look at that, 1.0 gig. Info 1 would contain garbage if that fails. How do you know that? Oh, it'll just be empty. This would. Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, I see what you're saying. Absolutely. Yeah. This should be a panic. You're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. This should be a fatal. Good catch. Good catch. I was missing. Yeah. This was really fast. Yeah, because it would be a null pointer and it would blow up. Yeah. I'm glad you caught that because people might have got the wrong idea there. That actually is a good use of a fatal, particularly because it's just test code, right? I'm just screwing around. So, but I have to be really careful when I use panic of any kind because that's why I always talk about it because I see panics in the wrong places all the time. All the time I see that. And then I have to say, it says, but the docs say they do it. And I'm like, so that's why I was on that. This is a perfect place for log fatal though, because this is a lab directory. It's a completely, it's just a piece of test code. So this is actually a really good opportunity to do that. Let's actually do that. In fact, I don't even compile it. This is like go run, right? I can totally go run this shit because it doesn't have any reason not to do it. And this is kind of why I did it though. Oh, look at that. Wait, did I change the embed file? You know why? You know why that was failing? Because it's not embedded. Because I didn't compile it. Oh, that's interesting. Um. So anyway, let's do this. This you can't do. Okay, this is if people are watching this to understand embed, they need to know that I did something really stupid. You can't do go run with an embedded file system because it doesn't have an opportunity to do the embedding. And that might have been obvious, but I'm so used to doing go run in here by with the correct DLLs and other modifications. But absolutely, you could. You could. You could bundle anything that can go in a tarball or anything on a zip or whatever. You can put it all in here. Anything you want can go in here. So let me just so let's go ahead and it compile the people. Okay, another thing too with Go Run, you had to be very careful when I use Go Run. I ran into production code that was using Go Run and it was using Go as a scripting language, and I was like, and I actually do that. I do that in my resume, my CV generator, and because I wanted to actually script the generation, didn't want to have to embed binaries in there. And it was really great because then I could use Go templates, and I could just have them be a thing. And it's just Go templates are one of the best things you could ever use. And Go as a scripting language actually is kind of interesting. You can sort of do that for some lightweight things, but obviously not this, right? So Go build, and it's taking forever to build. This is why I'm doing this. We might crash here. Because it's gonna have to load. We won't. I don't think we will. But it's gonna. It has to load 1 gig into the file. So ls-l is alias to -h as well. But so that's a 1 gig. Wait. So my embed program. This is the name of the program. I didn't give it a name, so it took the name of the directory. So if I can run it, and it's not doing anything. It is. Okay. This is what I was testing, and I'm really glad I found this in my lab. By the way, let me just make a note for this. This is a reason you should have a labs directory. I think everybody should have 2 or 3 GitHub directories. And I talk about this a lot. I should probably actually make a video on this. Let me make a video about this really quick. Rather than just randomly talk about it, let me make a quick video. And it's kind of off topic, but it's kind of relevant. Okay, so I'm going to make a quick video. Thank you for being here for the video. And the number of files, I'm going to see if I can do it in under 3 minutes. I want to see if I can do it in under 3 minutes. PWD. I just had POD in the chat on accident. All right, so okay, so tree. We'll do tree here. All right. Actually, I'm gonna highlight it really quick. I want to get good. I want to get under 3 minutes. All right. You guys ready? I can almost do a clip. I should do like short form, but that's too hard. Yeah. I'm changing my mind. I'm doing it this way. Guys, I know you're being patient. Thank you. This is a part of my process. If you're here for live stream, you're not here for I don't care. Prime, some people like Prime, they care. They don't stream unless they're gonna have people, watching and interested. I stream just cause. All right, so I'm gonna put this over here. Hey Ben, the archer. All right, so really quick video. One of the GitHub repos that you should have is a lab. Why? Because you can do all of your testing in there. You can go in there. It's like having notes, but like interactive notes. I used to call this a computer lab or a programmable lab because you can go in there and actually try out things. Here I'm trying out the Go Embed program. Look at my lab, RWX Rob Lab, if you want to get some ideas. The really great thing about that is you can git dip all your changes. You can share your changes with other people. It's great. It's a great way to have interactive notes and complement Zettelkasten or other note-taking sort of thing. It goes without saying, but I'm saying it. Create yourself a lab on GitHub. There. That's all. It'd be cool for YouTube chat to return your channel command for PW. I know. That actually would be cool. That would be cool. Yeah. All right. So I'm actually just going to make a bunch of 3-minute videos over time and just keep adding them. Ultimately, those are going to go into some of the location. Misha recommended my channel. Oh, that's very nice. Misha's great. Misha's a great YouTuber. Yeah. Misha's got everything down, man. See things all the time. He's, organizing, stuff. Anyway, you discovered a problem with the MFD. Okay, we're almost done with this, but I mean, at the end of the day, I'll queue up all the videos and we'll load them. So the problem here is, watch how long this takes. Okay, so this happened last time I did this test. Did you see how fast it ran that time? Did you see that? The first time I did this, it was sitting around forever. And the second time I did it, it loads it instantly. That means Go is doing something behind the scenes, and I don't know what that is. I actually am so curious about that. Look at how fast it ran. Look at that. Look at how fast it ran. But the first time I ran it, and the other thing too I was doing is I was showing how much size it was taking. Dude, it's instantly grabbing the file. That means it's doing its own decaching of the file. See, all I need to do is figure out where it's doing that and execute that thing. And then I don't have to do the extraction myself. Let me show. Let's actually rebuild it and see if it rechanges it, because maybe I'll have a different checksum on it. I'm going to have to do a deep dive into how embed works to see that, because that was instantaneous. And the first time it took a very long time. So remove embed, and we're going to make another one. So go build dash o. I think it's file system caching. I think that's what it is. I think it's file system caching. So, but I don't know who's caching it, right? But how would file system caching work? It would have to still have a reference to it. Okay, so that build took a long time all by itself, right? That build took longer than most builds. I mean, seriously, that was a long time. It had to, that took a while. So now when we run the thing, this is a big file, ls-l embed. You can see it's 1 gig. And we're actually going to run it again. And just to remind you what the code says before we do this. So here it is, 1 gigabyte file. It's going to print all this stuff out. And is it a directory? Is it sys, mod time? It tells you the file size. I remember I was doing this. I was also watching the memory footprint, which we should probably do, of the binary while it was running. And that was another thing I was trying to study, because I was trying to decide if at some point if you exceed the RAM. This is the thing I don't know. That's why I did this. Now it's all coming back to me now. I totally forgot all this. The rootkit home lab approach starts to fail if the total memory consumption of the binary, because it's so big and bloated, as people were asking me why I want a small binary, right? if the resource fork of your Go program begins to occupy real-time runtime memory, then if you have a 16 gigabyte, yeah. So if you have a 16 gigabyte file, and only a tiny fraction of that is the actual source code, the rest is all resource embeds. What does that do to your RAM? And that's why I did this test. I remember I did this test years ago. I did this just because I wanted to know if this idea, if I was this, if the assumption that you have this unlimited file bloating you can do to this embedded, thing, if you wanted to shift an entire website with it, for example, that's what I was doing. What I was doing is I was shifting. When the last time I was doing this, Skillbot used to do this, and it still does. But I wanted to bundle lessons into binaries. So what I was doing is I was creating individual binaries that you could run on the local system that had access to everything you had access to, so you could watch your history and see if you were doing things right, and run, with some fun ASCII terminal animations and things like that. That's kind of how Skillbot worked. And you could actually bundle lessons as commands, and then the resource fork would be in there, and it would actually, if you're running it on a Mac or a Windows machine, it would actually open your web browser, and it would serve the documentation for the command. This is actually a technique in Go that's used a lot by a lot of different things. They will embed HTML. In fact, the tracelog tool, the coverage tool actually depends on HTML being on the host system, and it actually fires up a server in the command, in the binary, up on a non-privileged port, and it opens up your web browser. And it's like, okay, you can go, here's where the documentation is. So if you want to bundle HTML docs of any kind in your thing, you can do that. In fact, one of the things I wanted to do with the help documentation for Bonsai, which is already really beautiful, let me show you. If you just do help, here's my Z command. The documentation is already really, really beautiful in the terminal. But one of the things I've always wanted to add to the help engine, which is modular, to Bonsai, was the option to do web. So if you did help space web, or you did web help or something, then it would actually open up your browser, and it would take that documentation, and it would render it in a searchable or something like your web browser. It'd be easier to read. There's a lot of people who don't want to read the text. The thing that's really great about that, and the reason I was seriously considering doing that, is you can actually embed pictures. So if you have, it would be the world's best command line documentation, because you could actually embed minimal low res, JPEG and GIF images inside. There's all the ASCII mark, what is it, mermaid and all that. But if you want to have an actual picture, you actually bundle the picture in the resource fork of your command, and you can say when it said, thing, you could actually show the documentation, open up the web browser, and show them the graphics that you're using, and bundle all of that with your application. So you're not sending them to another website. This is a violation of a lot of basic design principles from the old times, the 90s and stuff, because you're bloating out your thing. It's making a bunch of assumptions based on modern computer usage, which means we got lots of space for stuff. As I just said, you're not taking up RAM just because you have resources inside of your binary that are running and stuff. I do not know how embed works. I think there's probably some place in the file that it writes it to, and so the Go language knows to load the compiled part of the program without loading the rest of it somehow, and it also knows where it ran it from. So it knows that the persistent, whatever the binary is, it knows that thing on disk is the place to go for the file when it needs it. And so there's a lot of things going around in my head right now, but one of them is, so the reason I want to do that is I wanted to be sure that if you send, let's say you send a really substantial embedded binary, like my entire Zettelkasten collection, which is something like, 4 or 5, actually no, if you combine my other 2 Zets that haven't been ported over yet, it's well over 10,000 data nodes. And MakeDocs falls on its face. It can't do that at all. MakeDoc can't do it. It's just too much data. But and there is a world where I could compile my Zet and distribute it as a binary that can be run anywhere, that automatically parses and renders everything that's in it. and it would be an extremely lightweight bit of Go code that wraps an extremely large amount of data. So basically, I can make runnable distributed data stores, Zettelkastens, that I could share with anybody as a binary. And so they can just get it and they can run it. It would all the data for the binary, and they wouldn't have to know how it's organized. And if you've already seen my Zet, you've seen my Zet is, it's huge, right? So I'm following a particular formula. It's a database. It's 100% a database. It's just a flat file database of markdown data files. And that's all it is. And there is really no reason that that cannot be bundled into an app. Here's all. That's actually the compiled version. This is different. And so yeah, so that's that's the one way that you could actually you could distribute your stuff. You could search it. One of the reasons I was doing that is because I had the code for searching through my Zettlecast is already written, and as long as I had it in there, I could do that. You could even filter out the Z's about project and shipping with embedded Zet wiki. I know. Yeah. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about, right? You could have an embedded Zet wiki. You could download using the API. You could actually download the entire commit history and issues log from a GitHub if you want. There's so many options here in 2024. This is not the kind of thing that people would even discuss in a previous age. It's an extremely wasteful use of resources. But today, static linking was also unheard of before. A single automata look ahead was all you've ever got for your compilers, and now Peg Brian Ford is like, no, we can assume we have unlimited memory when we're writing our compilers now, which allows infinite look ahead and negative look back and all kinds of stuff that you couldn't do in your parsers. But you can do it now because in 2024 we're like, no, we got memory, okay? And so which is kind of exciting because that means that there is a whole host of technical archetypes that can emerge from this. That we can now we have eBNF even and all kinds of stuff. So there's all kinds of things that we can do. What did I say? I confused BNF, eBNF. It's not eBNF. It's what's the one? EBF, eBPF, the one that allows access to the user space from the kernel. I mean, user access kernel space from the user. Anyway, there's lots of cool things you can do today. But one of the things we need to know is this file going to be too big? Can it be? We already answered one question. Static link by default, everything. All binaries and modern, all the craze, the craze, the statically compiled reformation, I'll call it, was the answer to dynamic hell, interpreted dynamic hell from the Python, Perl, and PHP era. That is thankfully dying. I mean, people grumble now by creating a Python virtual environment because they're like, why? I could have just used a compiled binary and I had to care about the Python virtual environment and shipping it, right? Just having a single binary that I can compile for any target OS as a GitHub action is normal. That's table stakes. That's what you should be starting with in 2024 to make your applications. And Python hasn't caught up. Guido himself has said that Python as a language is pretty much deprecated. I mean, he's very much pro all of this compiled stuff. And so anyway, but the question here is, can I run this in a smaller amount of RAM? How much RAM does it actually take? That's what the loop is there for, by the way. Let's do this. Let's see. Let's go back to lab embed. CD. Wait, what? Oh, wait. CD. Lab go embed. Okay. All right. So let's set up a loop here. We could strace it actually. What's the BSD version of strace? I don't remember it. I should know this. This is like a Solaris thing. It's ptrace, right? No. This is making me. This is fun, but is it dtrace? Nice. This is fun. This is a new thing for me. I haven't traced on Mac before, so Mac Unix, Mac/Unix. I'm just gonna keep calling my Mac Unix because that's what it is. And people who like to put it down, I'm like, okay. dtrace. Does dtrace have a -s option? It's supposed to be Descript. Does it have a process option? Is it a provider name? Here, I'm interested. How how can I trace a file an executable on Mac in real time? Yeah, OpenBSD right on. BSD is awesome, man. I made a video about it. It's one of my biggest videos. It's my second biggest video of all time. Why I like BSD more than Linux. Dtrace is from Cyrus, yeah. Dtrace links can be on Mac OS in real time. You can trust several tools. Dtrust powerful. Yeah, there's a lot of trust. Trace system calls. That's what we want. Yeah, this will run the executable and display runtime trace. Yep, that's what we want. That's what we want. Thank you, ChatGPT. I did not know. Okay, so we're gonna do that. I mean, let's do dtrust /embed. Dtrust system integrity protection is low. Some features will not be available. Failed to initialize dtrace. I need sudo. FreeBSD under the hood. Yeah, it's Darwin, but yeah, it used to say FreeBSD for a long time. I remember those days. My Bash RC was filled with stuff switching on Uname for BSD and not Darwin back in the day. It was a long time ago. People on my YouTube channel are like, dude, you have such a back in the day old man vibe. It's like, get with the program, old man. And they joke with me, and I'm like, okay. But some of that stuff is still so relevant. Do I have a lot to learn about what's new and hip and everything? I bet people make fun of me for using the terminal. They're like, old man uses terminal. Oh my God, I can't believe they still use the terminal. I've had comment. You know how many comments I've had like that? That is the most uninformed, idiotic comment you could ever make. That just proves you do not know anything about the tech industry in 2024 at all. At all. Not even a fundamental understanding. I've literally had people say, "Oh, only old Unix graybeards use the terminal." Literally, that's what they say. Literally, old Unix, and I'm saying, really? Because all you have to do is like do one search on YouTube for highest paid DevOps professions in technology to see tons of videos from 20 somethings using the terminal. That's when I know that we're like in trouble because these people are so confident. They're so confident in their commenting. They're like, oh, and I'm like, okay, whatever. This is a big ass password. I don't even remember it. I don't. Oh, let's see. It's something like 40 characters. My password is something like 40 characters. Syscall return. This is the most boring dtrace you ever saw. It's like an infinite loop. I used to do this stuff for work, by the way. I used to have to find memory leaks in Tivoli software. Now, that is an old man thing to say. All right, so dtrace system integrity protection is on. Some features will not be available. How about I turn system integrity off? There's nothing happening. It's just stuck in a loop. This is how you would know, by the way. If you were S-tracing a process, almost always if you get stuck in a loop like that, you don't know what's going on. You can actually S-trace a running process. You connect S-trace, and you can watch all the syscalls. This is a standard operations debugging thing. And you can see what it's halting on. And usually it's waiting on I/O. You got an I/O, there's like an I/O, there's an I/O syscall. By the way, this is another reason to learn C, because when you learn C, you understand the S-trace output because it's C code. dtrace might be a little bit different, but I was doing terminal-based stuff. I know DevOps network. Why would you exactly DP, however you say your name? I know. I was completely flabbergasted by that. I was like, this is insane. All right, this is not getting me what I want. So, but what I do want is top or something. What do we want to do? What's VM stat can't do a simple process? How can I monitor the memory of the record? I can just look in proc, right? No, I can use ps-ef and I'll grep it out of there. probably the best. What Linux distribution? The famous question. I'm using Unix. You know what that is? Right now I'm using Unix. I'm not using Linux. Do you know the difference? It's okay to admit if you don't. If you don't, I'll explain it. If you do, then I can move on. Grep embed. Hey, David. Let's do -H on here. I wish it was the default. Wait, what? Is it capital H? This is Unix, so that's why I have to look it up. It's all different. Yeah. I don't think it has memory. And the PS. PS is one of the commands that has, over the course of history, right? It's been so different on so many different systems. There's like so many different ways to use PS. It might be better to just go in proc and look at stuff. It doesn't have a proc though because it's BSD. I don't think. I use real Unix. Right now I'm using Unix. Oh, that's a cool Linux. There you go. I'm using Tim Apple Linux. There's zero slop. It's real Unix, otherwise known as Mac. BSD. I'm using. How about that? I should start answering BSD. Should I say BSD or Darwin? What should I say? I should say BSD. From now on, what's the official answer? What Linux distro are you using? I'm using BSD. And they're like, really? Wow, that's a really pretty BSD distribution. Yeah. I'm going to promote BSD knowledge because nobody knows that Macs are BSD Unix. They don't know that. You can call it go to work. I'm driven to work at Susan. Nice. Oh gosh. Just say macOS. No. I could say that. That's too easy. My brain is about to explode. Hey Matthew, what's up? A circuitous. All right, my friends. We've got to move on here. Okay, I got to go to work now. I have to do real work. This is just fun. So embed. I am going to be doing real work until probably 7 o'clock tonight, just in case you're wondering. My day is very well. I was also doing work this morning until 6 a.m. So lest anybody like get the wrong impression, as long as I'm available by chat, which I am 24/7, my job does not require that I necessarily punch a clock all the time unless we have a meeting or something. It's kind of a modern work environment, and for that privilege, I pay about $30,000 to $50,000. I could easily make that much more money if I were to go work downtown at the bank and have to drive there every day. So, actually, Golang uses Darwin. Darwin is BSD. Yeah, they changed the name sometime. I actually mentioned that just briefly recently. Evil iOS and TableOS and WatchOS use the Darwin microkernel. BSD personally. Really? Did not know that. Is Darwin itself open source? I don't think it is. I've never given someone the wrong impression. I constantly give everybody the wrong impression. That's why I have to delete everything. I am a powder keg, constantly ready to go up. People watch. At least I'm not a mukbanger or whatever it is. Oh my god. I should never watch that video. I watched the video yesterday about people that make literally millions of dollars killing themselves by gorging on food. And I was like, oh my god. I did not know it was a thing. I was like, how far do we have to descend? Because they weren't getting enough views. They started one person started like going on a diet and everything, and their views went down. And so they went back to eating all the time. They're like, oh my God, I didn't have, because they lost their money and acceptance because they lost their viewers. What the hell is wrong with us? I mean, you know what it was? I was like searching for like basic things like, how can I, reach a greater audience, But the truth is, I'm just going to say it, this is going to be a very sad thing to say. Most of the audience on YouTube is not interested in self-improvement. They're not. They're also not interested in educating themselves. They are the people who used to scroll through the late night television shows I was among them. I would. I'd watch Benny Hill at 2 a.m. waiting for those, British boobies, those random British boobies on PBS. I was that guy. I was like, whatever. Where am I? This has gone completely off the rails. Why do you want to reach a large audience? Because I want more people to realize that they can actually empower themselves with technology's tech skills if they want to. That's always been my goal. It's the reason I quit my job and started a company in 2013. And frankly, it's just been a resurgence of that. I feel like, I don't know, I feel called to do it, to use a sort of religious approach. You grew up playing EverQuest all night, listening to God. Exactly. Anyway, so grew up in bed. I'm super happy we have YouTube people here these days. I really like that. I'm really happy for that. And by the way, I am going to go back to doing IRL bike streams, stuff like that, and yoga. It's just, anyway, I legitimately enjoy streaming when it doesn't kill me. And it has in the past. It's caused me extreme. I understand where some of that can come from. Like, because I'll get so into topic or talking or something like that, I'll forget to eat. I won't eat breakfast. I won't do yoga. I won't go out. I now because I enjoy the conversation so much, and that's bad. So, yep, it's time for me to go to work. I've only got until noon, and as soon as noon hits, I got to go back and really knuckle down. I'm going to eat, and I'm going to go really do my other thing that I need to do at work. As I said, my hours are not necessarily 9 to 5, just so you know. All right, so what is this thing doing? How much memory is it taking? I don't even know. Let's ask ChatGPT. How can I look up how much memory a program is using from the command line on Mac? Hey, see you, Twilight. If you have to go, you go. Go have a good time. Do your thing. Be productive. Emacs, the way you presented. NVIM binary or Emacs and yes, absolutely. In fact, the recent videos I've been making about NVIM were because I was trying to see if NVIM could be embedded. The problem is that NVIM is 8 megabytes. Vim is 3 megabytes. NVI is 700K. So, this idea about how much you're going to put in your binary, transport speed is not as much an issue anymore because you need to be able to send it over the wire to another system. That could be what really is a thing, though, is if the target device doesn't have the ability to separate out the resource fork and it occupies all that memory and RAM, then the size of the stuff you put into your binary matter. But I haven't been able to definitively figure that part out yet. Seeing it use broadly compression. Well, you could. You could actually, well, something I believe I researched last time I did this is when you embed stuff inside of Go, it actually does some form of compression already. God, I think we could actually do that, but if it's a binary file, you're not going to get a lot of compression out of it anyway. So, I mean, we could zip or compress, but then you're waiting around even longer for the thing to come down, right? Let's in step in leaves behind complex. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, and Dayloop, I'm 100% in agreement with you on that. NVI now. So the NVIM is the largest binary so far. So we'd have to figure out what the flags are to compile with less if we wanted to do that. But you could do it. The point is, you can ship any binary, including the entire BusyBox tool set. Right? Top OMEM. I don't want to do that. Top OMEM grep. Yeah, I guess that's fine. I guess I could do that. It's kind of sloppy, but I was trying to find a better way. Grep embed. Yeah. So we need -H. Does it have -H? I'm on a Mac. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm on Unix. It's not -H, obviously. It's human readable. I should install HTOP on here or something. Needs to be on Vim. There's nothing else needed. Yes, VSSH. The problem is it's not going to be there, right? Takes your Vim from 5 meg to 2 meg. Nice. That's really cool. Yeah. So, I don't know what we're looking at here. Top. Ordering it by memory. Windows server. What the hell is that? Taking all my memory up. 7 meg. Kimu. I got Kimu stuff running over here still? Oh, shit. I forgot about that. These are my UTM things. I started up some UTM stuff and it's still there. And it's taking memory up. I feel... Oh, wait. Maybe not. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. I'm pretty sure those are my UTM things. I gotta clean this machine up. Obviously, I can't believe those things are running. I didn't notice. Well, that's why you get. I'm a fail. OBS is taking 64 mega memory. Chrome. Terminal's not taking much. ChatGPT is taking none. So. Embed. So how much is embed taking? So which one is it? So here we go. Oh damn, that's not very much at all. It's taking 1 meg.
Mu7 Ha is now following.
I use too much for everything. Yeah. Yes. Enter Vim working social. Yeah, I don't like that at all. But that's everybody's got a different. That's what's so great about Unix. You can do it lots of different ways. ChatGPT is absolutely not an Electron app. Not this one. Nope. I would be surprised if it were. Okay, Embed is taking 1.6 meg ish. Embed is taking 1.6 meg, my friends. So this, I'm going to make a summary of this, okay? I'm actually going to make a video about this. I'm going to make a really quick video about this, okay? And make a quick old video, quickie video. All right, so Robin chat, thank you, one. We're gonna make a quick video here. You ready? Ready to go. So wait, let me do the grep again. I'm trying to make this into under 3 minutes. I'm trying to make it under 3 minutes, okay? Under 3 minute video. You guys ready? Okay, here we go. So, I'm going to think about what I'm going to say here. So, ls-l h files I have to get good at doing this really fast because YouTube is making shorts 3 minutes in 2 days. And all my videos are going to be shorts at that point. Almost all of my videos that I do, like little teeny ones, are going to be shorts instead of long form. And I'm going to start converting them over because it's just so much easier to watch a short. So you can just be on your phone and you get it. All right, so here we go. You guys ready? Okay, 3 minutes. I almost need a 3 minute timer. I do. I need a 3 minute timer. A short 1/3 and so on. Yeah. At some point I might do that. Hey, thanks for the follow. I'm going to be short. I am going to be short. All right. I probably should turn alerts off for this. Oh, well. All right. Hi. 1.6K. That's how much it takes. 1.6K. That's how much memory is occupied by a 1 gigabyte file when you embed that file into a Go program with the embed FS or with whatever. So let's look at this program. It's a sample program from my lab. Here is the program. You have embedded files. It is a file system. It operates just like any other file system. It's got all the nodes and everything. Here you can see how to include that thing and then how to build it. Go build. That's all. Let's just go build. It builds pretty fast, and you get that file there, ls-shell embed. That's all. That way you can actually put relatively big things into a relatively that will run in a relatively small RAM space. It doesn't necessarily take all the RAM. That's worth knowing. Quickies, yes. I don't know what it's doing. It's doing some kind of magic. But that is pretty amazing when you think about it, because, you know, basically what that means is you can rest assured that it's, I don't know how it's doing it. It's putting it in the file. I think it's lazy decompression is what I think it is. I think it leaves it in the thing. And the long story short, that's good news, right? That's good news for us because, I mean, I open a gig binary with BI because I'm not paying attention, which you can do and it won't die on you. Try that in VS Code or something. Oh God, I need to just stop. I got to go to work. This is crazy. I'm being really stupid here. I answered all the problems, all the questions I had. So I can run embed. Look at this. See this? Look. The first time you run it, did you see how long it took? Watch this. Watch this. Next time I run it, it will load up right away. What the hell is going on? What the hell is going on with that? Watch this. I'll delete the file and do it again. So, yeah. Let's try this. Binary file mode. That's a thing? I did not know that. I did not know that was the thing. That's cool. It's not a thing I would have known about, because time to open a vstrace. We did open a vstrace earlier. We ran dtrace and dtrace and we watched what it did. And there's no, it's just looping. So actually, yes, let's do it. You know what we did? We did it on the file after it had already been loaded for the first time. I think it's the kernel loader doing some caching. That's what I think it is. Absolutely. I have no way of knowing without looking at source. Check it. So if I do go build again, right? To go build again. Look at how long it takes to build. Because it's got to put out full gigabyte. I mean, that is unusually long. Go, hands down, has the fastest compilation on the planet. I feel very confident stating that fact. You go look at the comparisons, it is hands down the fastest compilation. Pike made very significant design decisions in the language, including forcing everything to have headers that have any import statements, even though it's kind of redundant, because he wanted to. Most of the code that's parsed is it only parses the beginning of it to get that, instead of doing all the stuff that C has to do, or even Go. Obviously, Go's got the slowest compiler on the planet right now, for reasons they claim are good. Whatever. I'm not going to fight about that, but it's still amazing, annoying. People complain. I've seen every time I watch somebody code in Rust, I hear them complain about the compiler every single time. I don't care how good they are. They're always sitting there waiting around for the compiler to finish, talking, Anyway, so let's try this. Ready, go, embed. Look at how long. Look at how long it takes. Okay. Now, the next time, boom, boom, boom. What the hell is going on? Is old school cool? I didn't really. Pike, actually, I can show you the video clip. I need to find the video clip. Touch embed and retry. You think a touch will do it? Okay, let's try that. That's a great idea. Embed. Oh my God, it's an OS thing. Dayloop got it. It's a cached file system thing. Or I don't even know what it is. I tell you what, it's not in Go. I don't think it's in Go. I think it's a system thing. Yeah. And yeah. I mean, okay, let's do the touch. Touch embed. Let's detrust it. I don't think we're getting the whole story with detrust because it's like it's running on security. Blah, blah, blah. You know what? So what? Oh gosh, I don't want to do that. It's not worth it. I just need to do this on Linux. I should copy this file over to Linux and do it over there now and see if it's the same. Watch compile go on stage. I couldn't believe the speed. Yeah. Go compiles and runs a program faster than Python loads it in the interpreter. Pike makes jokes all the time about Go was conceived while they were waiting for the C code to compile at Google. And so, you know, next thing, I'm going to go over to Bastion. Bastion is my Linux box, my VM, which is a VM and all, but CD Lab, Go embed. Wait, I don't think I made it yet. Did I commit this? Git add dash data. Oh no, we don't want you. Git add dash. Oops. Commit. Add. Go embed. What? Oh, yeah, push. Bastion. CD lab. Git. Whoopsie. Clone. Lab. Piglin Bastion. CD into. We're gonna go. Where is it? Go embed. All right. So here we go. I need to learn all my Estros and my symbolic debugger and all that stuff. I need to get it back. I used to do that every day. It was part of my job at IBM. I don't remember any of it. GDB and everything. I'm so ashamed. Go build. Wait, what? Oh, right. Oh, shit. Did I commit that gigabyte file to my lab? I did. I did. I committed that gigabyte file. Please tell me I didn't. I'm sure I did. I am absolutely sure I did. No, I didn't. It's not there. Git pull. Oh, thank God. LabGovit. LabGovit. I think I put it in my git ignore actually. Yes, I did. Thank God. Rob. Oh my God. Rob. Previous Rob. Thank you. Thank you for putting that there. I saved myself from sheer, you know, make file. Wait, what did we do before? Make file. I don't remember what the command is. I don't do it all the time. LSOF. Yes, that's what I should have done. That's what I'm going to do next time. The process. LSOF. Why am I not using LSOF? That's so great. LSOF is so great. SC usage. What? Monitor system calls. Oh, that's cool stuff. It's all Mackie BSD stuff. What the hell is this one? Create a 1 gig file with DD. That's kind of boss. BS equals 1 meg. Make file 1G test file. Make file 1G test file. No, 1 gigabyte file. What the hell? All right, fine. This is a very long command. Is there no make file? Is there a make file for Linux? I mean, for testing, it's kind of nice. I fill the file with probably zeros. Yeah. And that's what I think. I think the thing just compresses down to nothing. Um, Linux does not have a direct equivalent to make file. All right, we'll use DD. Where's DD? Falloc. I've never used Falloc. Fastest option. Most efficient to create a space. Directly allocates just without writing data to the file, make it very fast. I've used, I think falloc. I've used fallocate. I think I've used this before, but it doesn't inflate it until you kind of use it or something. So it's not real. Truncate S1G file. That I've seen that method too. That doesn't actually do anything to the file. It doesn't write the bytes. I'm pretty sure that's the one. I'm almost positive that truncate-s1gig is the one that updates the inode tables and stuff like that, but it doesn't actually write the ones and zeros to disk. There's a few of them that don't do that. I found that out last time I did this. So it's kind of hard to know whether that file space has actually been allocated or if it's just really getting good compression because it's all zeros or whatever. It's hard to know that because it's not a real file. And I'm totally open to options here. Whatever you guys want to try here. This is probably going to take us the longest amount of time. That is actually, that the DD one is actually writing bytes. That was pretty fast actually. Probably because I'm in Proxmox and a VM. So yeah, make dir files. Move my file to files 1 GB file. Shell files. That's 1 gig according to everything. And that seems reasonable. So let's try that. Go build. This is taking an extremely long time. Okay, this is a VM in Proxmox sharing resources with everything else. I could probably pull Proxmox up and watch it. I could watch Bastion. I could actually do, you know what? Let's do that. That's another great reason to have Proxmox. Yeah. What's my Proxmox IP? 192. Dot. There it is. Stop worrying me. Home. Bastion. Oh shit! Look at CPU go up the chart. Memory usage just went up. I mean, these are VMs though, so they're probably modern memory is pretty interesting in the way it handles it and shares it across VMs now. I don't understand it other than to know that you don't have to have the hard lines like you used to have with CPU and memory. I think in memory, God, look at how fast that ran. That didn't have to do any sort of thing. Why is this so much faster on Linux? Is it because of the file system? No. My VMs are hosted on my Proxmox tower, my HPC 640. HPC 640, it's a Hewlett Packard refurbished 10-year-old thing. Yeah, it's just got my cluster on it. My Kubernetes cluster is on there right now. So this is really fascinating. So let's actually let this run, and I want to see if it actually what it does to RAM. It's like, look at that disk IO, man. There's a ton of disk IO when it made it. So anyway, Bastion.local. Yeah, and the whole setting up of this stuff is all in my home lab videos. This is something new. CD lab, go embed. And S-P, right? Grab embed. There's the process ID. It's the first one, yeah. LSF-P. Oopsie. Did I do it? Wait, what happened? Oh. What happened? It's not. Oh, okay, there we go. So embed. Oh, I did the grep again. Okay, so device size of. It's still tiny. Yeah. I mean, yes. We could do pgrep embed. Was it dash A, I think? I can't remember which one it is. I don't remember my commands. This is this is all my infrastructure engineering commands. They've gotten all soft. They've gotten really soft here. You can print out the RAM consumption using this, but it's not doing it. So drop grep brush dash O. Do I not have top? I'm really flailing right now. Maybe htop. VMstat. I use VMstat a lot. You know what? You're right. And I'm not proud. There it is again. It's nothing. It's 1.4 gig. Look at you. I was just using pgrep. That's a great command. Thank you, DP. pgrep dash ILA. Got to remember that. PS aux. Yeah, baby. Oh, go enter the Solaris. Oh my god, look at all those great ideas. I know. Good old awk. Yeah. pgrep, whoops, embed. pgrep is a very modern way to do this. I don't know about that one. CMonkey. Yeah, PSAUX. Good old PSAUX. PSAUX is, it's like, are you a PSEF person or are you a PSAUX person, right? Right? Grep embed. So right. I think, is AUX, can I still use the dash H? You can't mix your things. Have you noticed this? Normally you can't mix them. Yeah. Print 6 divided by 1024. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2048. Okay, so that's not bad actually. That's not bad. Wait, why is it taking so long? I have this horrible lag. AW. I tried it. It didn't work. Oh wait, whoops. Bad me. What the hell am I doing? PSAX. Grep embed. Well, I think that's not it. There's like a million ways to do PS. Wide, yeah, do super duper wide POX. Is the W come next? AU fucks. PS off fucks. Is that actually a thing? I will never forget that. Oh my god. That is hilarious. Oh, it is. Look, it goes off the screen. It goes off my screen. My screen's not big enough for the off box. Oh, that's so funny. Wide, really wide, triple W. I'm gonna make a T-shirt that says dash www dash VVV, like very verbose. I didn't even know there was an F option. I'm not even kidding. The same PID? No idea. I do not know that. I'm not forking or doing Go subroutines, Go routines. Go green, they're called green threads actually. What is going on? Yeah. Anyway, it's not using anywhere near the right. You know what? Good old slash proc. Slash proc. What is it? PID. It's proc whatever, right? 22506. This is where all these commands get their information from. You guys know that, right? I'm sure you all know that. All the commands, every command that does anything, it actually queries slash proc officially. That's the official way to get all that. You can go proc yourself if you want, if you don't want to depend on a command. And see all kinds of stuff like lslhexe. This will give you the program that was run. I'm pretty sure the command line, you can get command line. It'll tell you the thing that was used to run it. E prints the whole environment for each process. Oh, that's right. That's right. I forgot about the E. It'll print the environment, which is right here, by the way. Yeah, you can just do, where is it? The environment's in here as well. There it is. More, or cat. It'll give you all the environment variables that were used. You can, that's colored because I have some of my variables, they get interpolated when I print, so it's just stupid. And I can proc myself. Yes, you totally can. You can just proc yourself. So I really have to stop now. What time is it? Is it lunchtime yet? I kind of burned up my lunch hour too doing this craziness. But, and then let's see. Oh, hey, look, memory, cat mem. Permission denied. Oh, yeah? Sudo cat mem. Take that. Make me a sandwich. Input output error. What? Actually, I think this is the actual running memory. Like, if I wanted to kill my process, I could like corrupt that memory somehow. Because everything's a file in Linux, like literally everything. Modules, everything. Yep. Nope. That's not it. I don't know what that is. Mount info, netstat. How can I look up RAM consumption just by looking in /proc? Cat proc command line. Yes. You can proc yourself. That's literally how you do it. Go proc yourself. There's another t-shirt right there. Yet another t-shirt idea. Open file memo, poke around in it, see what happens. I almost did. I almost behind it. So what does ChatGPT say? You can check RAM consumption for us by looking proc. There are some ways to do it. Information like statm and smapS. Okay, I did not know this. Thank you, ChatGPT. Wait. You can look up its memory consumption by inspecting proc status and the statm file. Again, these are file inodes that aren't real, but they're associated with runtime kernel stuff, so you can get information. It's super cool. Cat is like, oh, I don't use ls. I use /proc. I don't need your stinking ls and ps commands. The cat statm. Oh, damn. Cat status. Hey, Nintsudo. Good day, everyone. Hey, Quince, great to see you. Wow, so great to see you. So here we go. Here's the actual. Okay, so note to self: use statm and /proc when all else fails. When all else fails, cat status in proc status. So it says it's sleeping. There's a UMask in bed. God, this is great. UID, empty size group. VM peak. The virtual memory peak size. Okay, that sucks because I have to convert that. Too much information, I know. Or it's a shared memory. But this actually is kind of interesting. VM data. What is this VM thing? That's so cool. This is all KVM info, I bet. I bet that's what that is. Thread vulnerable. Speculation store bypass. Thread is vulnerable. Condition enabled. This is so cool. It makes me want to be a kernel developer. Yeah, good luck, Rob. I'm not good enough. I'm not. It takes tremendous amount of skill to do that. And dedication. CPUs allowed. FFF. 0 through 11. MEMS allowed. How about that? Voluntary CTX switches 655. I don't know what any of that means. Cord up and search. We were doing that. Unnecessary offset. Yeah. Well, that's probably what we want to do. I think if we want to understand how it's breaking up is it heap memory? Did I say that right? Getting a dream from WGU. If you want to do security, absolutely, I would do that. I've thought about that myself, actually. I know I'm old, but so what? WGU is the most affordable way to get a kick-ass security degree, period, in my opinion, in America. You can't do it outside of America. If you want a government job, absolutely the way to go. If you want not government, banking, mainstream security. If you're going to be one of these edgy F-security companies, then yeah, no. Then WGU might not do it. I would just get an OSCP if you're going to do it. Again, I told you I'm not interested in security as much as I am playing with security because it's a horrible job. You're writing reports for most of the day. Engineering job. I would never compete on the software engineering market. The people there are too dedicated and intelligent. However, I love to code and I know how to code and I like systems operations. It's relatively low-hanging fruit for a technologist. It also pays really well. That's just how I think of it. I'm not. You can watch other YouTube streamers and other extremely massive intelligence. I was watching. I need to go eat lunch and stuff. I was watching somebody. I was Prime actually. It was Primeagen. Primeagen was reviewing a video of this Rust developer getting roasted in a kernel by the FS team that was talking about not supporting the bindings necessary that are embedded in the semantic types for Rust. And I was just absolutely convinced in that moment that I never want anything to do with I think that was the one. Yeah, it was a different one. It wasn't the direct. I recently yesterday I made a video also that, hey, remember me 5 years ago, 4.5 years ago, I said Rust was a bad thing. Don't use it. Unless it was fun. It was fun if you went, it was slow, and I listed out the things, and now everybody's on that bandwagon. But, what, nobody cares what I think. Hello? Food? I told you there's food. Okay. I'm coming. We'll play with this later. I gotta go. Change about Rust? No, I never. So, no, I did not change to Rust. Why are you saying that? Please don't say that. Ever. There is, now that I know how they work, now that I know how the return types work and the embedded semantics inside of the types that have to be deconstructed, I will never complain about if error is nil return. I'll never complain about it again after seeing that. That is the most disgusting code. Seeing asynchronous Rust code that has got like 15 different types to deal with different semantic issues that are all buried from you that you can't understand because you can't read the code. No, this isn't Python. This is nothing. We're talking about Rust. I'm talking about Rust right now. And when I saw that, I was like, okay, I didn't like it before, but after I saw that, that's one of the reasons Prime doesn't like it. He likes it, but he doesn't like it as much as like Go is just dead simple, and that's finally converted him. And so he's a huge, he's a massive Go fan right now. And there are some cool things. There are some cool constructs in Rust, and I am totally with him on that particular point as well. Um, but watching these poor guys try to get their code into the Linux kernel, even though it was approved by Torvalds and everything, and watch them get roasted, I was like, no. I actually made a comment on the blog, on the YouTube video. I said, hey, the best way to do this is for them to just go do their own thing. Let them make their own kernel because they don't have to fight. I actually want to see what the Rust developers would come up with if they made their own Linux compatible kernel, which they could do very easily. I mean, not me. They could probably do. But they wouldn't have as much, it's funny because there's a blog that actually Prime reviewed which talked about the same thing. So I'm not anti-Rust as much as I am anti-Rust. I'm not going to lie. I am anti-Rust type, but I'm more than that. I'm pro get shit done so you can have a job. Prime made a short about that, by the way. Prime made a short that answered one question: what language should you learn to get a job? Go look at that short. He made a short. He made a short and he said, and you know what the languages were? Go, Python, and Java, and C#. He said, you might want to learn React, all these other things, but can't get a job. If you want an actual job, go learn these things. I've been saying that. I've been saying that since 2013. I've been saying that. Actually, since 2013, it was Python. 2016, I started changing my tune, saying it was Go. You should learn. Project's already out there. Yeah, I know. There's like 3 of them. Yeah, Redox, or something. I wish him the best. I really do. I just don't want anything to do with it. Same position I had with Chris Nova, who I deeply love and respect. I miss her every day. It feels like sometimes I really do. In Twitch, I miss her because she was such a commanding, amazing presence and kind presence, a kind presence. I just fucking miss her. I really do. I really miss her. Because she had the capability of being a supremely competent technology professional and also kind, which I can't do. I miss on both of those points. I still have a lot to learn on both of those points. I miss her because of that. She was the one who would correct me in a very nice, happy way, and I would be like, "Oh God, you're so right." And then, and she would say things like, "I'm going to code in Rust because I want to see what the future does with it." I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely, go for it." I doesn't mean I like it or not. But it does annoy me. The video I made, I was really, really annoyed. But whenever I get annoyed with something like that, it's because people have been shoving it down my throat, and I'm dealing with the community. And when that happens, I get defensive. It happens with anything. They were doing that with NeoVim the other day. They were trying to shove NeoVim down my throat, and I'm like, I tried it again, and it fucking failed. And so I made a screaming video with flipping people off, and I deleted it immediately after it had actually 2,000 views in 7 hours. Get friends at high places, helping rank you, get a job. That is the answer. Coding in Python and React, what's more shadow about it? Employment's about trust. Know what you want to do. That means knowing what you want to do every day. This is so important. Know what you want to do every day. You might not even want to be a coder. Know what you want to do every day first, number one. Number two, find jobs that do those activities. Go on this hunt. And I'm not saying just tech. Research all of the jobs in the field. We have the wonderful internet. You can do this research yourself. Go ask ChatGPT what jobs involve the following activities that I really love and enjoy doing. I like to talk. I like to have an audience. I like to make jokes. I like to go outside and ride my bike. I like, be precise and make that list. I'm summarizing this. Then start looking for jobs that match. Picking a language and saying, how do I get a job is the wrong way to do it. The first thing you need to do is understand what you want to do every day. That's the number one thing. After you understand what you want to do every day, then seek out jobs. I'm gonna end the video with this. We'll go rate somebody because this is just talking. So NVMRAT available on VODs. Add it to watch later. Please don't. There is one place you can find it. I'm not going to tell you where though. Because I don't want somebody to bring it up to Prime or the TJ and I don't it's not my anger in there is definitely going to get misinterpreted as being personal, and it's not. I didn't say anything about any person, but I absolutely know that whenever you disagree with somebody that a design principle that heavily, and the person who made the thing gets a hold of that, I can just say don't use it. If you're using NeoVim, go ahead. I don't care. Just don't tell me that it's an exact equivalent of Vim because it's not. You know who told me that? All the people who chimed in from the NVIM community saying it's never been a one-to-one equivalent. I don't know who told you that's totally wrong. I said, well, yeah, well, then maybe you need to tell them that because they come in my chat all the time and tell me. What do I have for lunch? I don't know. Some friends already, you know what? Eating is a thing. YouTube loves watching people eat. Some friends of mine I've already talked with. The number one way for you to get a job is to network. Most important thing you can do right now is know what you want to do. Find jobs, find specific jobs for specific companies. Not to get those jobs, but so you can ask them, how do you do, what's this? And then identify people who are doing those jobs. Find those people. Go on a treasure hunt, find them. You have to reach out of your comfort zone. This is hard for techies. They just want to sit in their corner and code or whatever. That is not how you get a job. You never will get a job like that. Either that or find a recruiter, a good recruiter. And the way to find a good recruiter is get it recommended from somebody else who knows a good recruiter, not LinkedIn. LinkedIn is the worst place to go for a job. Liking a little more than the script, but geez. Yeah. And then, find people and then have them sort of direct your learning path and then set up your own direct learning. If you want a more fully comprehensive way about how to find a job, I put that all on skillstack.io. I'm going to be kicking off. I'm not selling you anything there. If I ever actually grift anything or sell anything on skillstack.io or something like that, it will be some sort of like really, really organized book-like content that is designed to go with a short. And the shorts will be free. And the really very verbose with lots of examples code that I write, that'll take me a long time to make. If I were to ever spend the time to make that, I would actually sell that. And then I would just give scholarships to people that didn't want it. Right now, there's no plans for me to do any of that. So, the Skillstack worker shirt. Yeah. Yeah, I think I can make merch or something. Oh man, rambling about technology. Yeah, it looks like welcome to the channel. Sounds like you just pegged me. That's exactly what I am. So, yep, that's exactly what I am. But I'm also very highly paid. I have a lot of experience. I can speak 3 languages. How about you? I mean, do I need to fucking flex for you? Also, I have abs and I'm 57. Time for me to leave. You're unemployed and you're talking shit about me. Really? Oh, okay. I gotta go now. I'm old. You're my friends. Loving you. Look, I'm having fun, okay? If you're gonna rib me, I'm gonna rib right back. Yeah. That's what we do. Because we're friends. Hello everyone. Xcoding. Just here in time for me to go raid somebody because I'm leaving. Let's recap this video. Okay, so can I embed a running Go program, another running program inside a Go program? No. I have to copy it out of there. I have to copy it out. That's the takeaway. I have to copy the program out, write it to a file someplace, make sure I have enough file space for that file, and then I can run it. Right? I can execute it using Go's exec dot whatever. There's multiple options there. Number 2 answer we got again. I was reminded that if you put a gigabyte file in your resource fork using embed in Go, it does not count against your RAM utilization. So we did that, and we only topped out at 1.7. It was an empty file with zeros in it or something, so it's probably compressed, and we don't know. But it only occupied 1.7 K of RAM. No, that's not true. 1.7 meg of RAM. 1.7 meg of RAM. So it used 1.7 meg of RAM, and we tried really hard to figure out what was going on. On the Mac, when we ran the program, it took a tremendous amount of time. The first time it ran, seemingly because that 1 gig file is getting written someplace in the file system, which I don't know where. And then every time you ran after that, it was instantaneous execution. On Linux, it ran instantaneously every single time we ran it. I have a feeling that has something to do with the file system. and how Go is handling the embedded file system. We've talked about potential lazy decompression and all kinds of things that we don't know, that we wouldn't know unless we read the Go source code, which I'm extremely tempted to do just for fun. Raise your hand, seriously, like raise your hand or put a 1 in the chat if you would actually enjoy a video looking at the source code of Go Embed to figure out how it's doing lazy decompression so that it doesn't do that. If that's the kind of thing you want to see, please let me know really quickly. If you want to do that kind of spelunking in there and figuring out how it works, you can do that up. Thank you. So we do have interest. There's interest in that. Okay. So I'm not alone there, because if even one person had said a 1, I would have been happy. Before I put a lot of, eggs in the basket of making what I'm calling, like rootkit or HomeKit monoliths, single binaries with resource forks that have all basically a tarball that you can run, or a Zettelkasten that has its own runnable. You can have a runnable Zettelkasten. How about that? And Quinn, you remember my Zet, right? So you can make a runnable Zettelkasten. You could actually bundle every single document in my Zettelkasten and make it an executable that you can download and search. And I can release that automatically anytime I make any Zettelkasten change. So that if you wanted to download a runnable version of my Zettelkasten with built-in advanced querying and eventually even a large language model application to it, I can put all that in a single binary that gets automatically created when I do a git commit. But before I run down all those really fun paths, I want to be absolutely sure I'm not going to be, my Zettelkasten with text, it was just text, but it's still, how big is it? Let me go check. How much RAM would we need if it was all RAM, which it never is, right? But how big would that be? So let's go cd in my Zet. It says my Zet is, let's just use du dash, I think du is already dash h. Well, we'll try it anyway. So my docs are, that's 4K. It's a little bit misleading. I probably need DF for that. No? There we go. Oh, okay. So, no, never mind. I'm sorry. I get DF and DU mixed up all the time. Compiler result update. Yeah, but it wouldn't be that fast. It doesn't take very long. Well, I probably wouldn't do that, actually, day loop. The thing, you know what? Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I'd have to have an external runner, because I would end up paying through the nose for that, because all the CPU costs, the CPU time, right? That's actually another thing I want to set up in my lab is an external GitHub runner, which doesn't cost you anything because it doesn't use the CPU from GitHub. I just found that out. Like 2 weeks ago. If you have a home lab, another reason to have a home lab is you can have a home lab, you can set it to be an external runner, and then webhooks or however, you can actually have the Git actions execute on your home lab, so you can rebuild on your home lab every time you make a commit or something. Now, for that kind of thing, it's like, why don't you just commit it and push it to the release? It's faster if you know that you've got an update you just made. Those are all things that can be done. Right now, my Zet command actually does a git push automatically every time I make any commit changes. Anytime I make a change to any Zet, it automatically pushes my git commit. I don't have to type the git commit push and all that. So, there's lots of things. So there's, on the one hand, there's the HomeKit, the rootkit, and the other hand, there's like the runnable Zet. There's also the skillbot idea, which I talked about, which is, single binaries that are there to help you. They're agents to help you learn. Rather than have a website you have to go to, you download the agent onto your machine, and then onto a VM or something, and then it guides you having access to all your stuff, and you can see the source code and everything, and then it can present. It can give you tips, and it can it can serve up a web page locally doesn't even have to go anywhere. And the thing that's really great about that, you can put those on a USB stick, and you can run that entire system without having access to the web, period. Which is actually something that I really seriously had to deal with working even in a private school who didn't have suitable internet access to use all these amazing tools online. This assumption that we're going to have a really good internet access is kind of flawed, particularly in the education space. And we passed the 3-minute mark. I'm not making a video. I'm done. This is not video. This is not a video. This is not a video. This is just me ramping up when I should be ending. I'm just gonna raid right now. Bye. You gotta tell me to shut up. If I keep doing this, I can't sustain it. I'm going to work really hard and fast to get all of my. I have to all this certificates. So I'll get that done, and then we'll come back and we'll do some more vault stuff. Okay. All right. So thank you everybody for being here. Thank you for keeping me on track. Thank you for keeping me not like going to town. I don't even have Twitch up right now. No. Who's running? Oh, Prime's on. B7's on. Pokebutt's on. Let's try B7. What's B7 doing? Software? Nice. Let's just raid B7. Yeah. Creator dashboard. We'll raid B7. Raid B7-ish. Why doesn't it complete? Yeah. Raid B. Thank you all the YouTubers, by the way. Our YouTube numbers are gradually increasing. Hopefully it's been useful for you to be over there. And worth the money I'm paying for Restream. So why is it not doing it? I don't know why it's not doing it. I should know. I'm calling him B7. I probably know his name. I just can't remember right now because I remember people's tags. Because I don't know. Oh, there he is. That was him. Yes. Search and filter. I try to make this fast because when it takes time, it's annoying. There he is. Yeah, I did see him. Was he watching? What is he doing? Frustrating subs, color with penetration testing. Nice. Yeah, and he's doing security stuff. So that's cool. Bye. All right. Did I raid the right person? Yeah, he's practicing for OCP, which is what I did when I first started. When I first started, that was what I was going to do.
When you order Domino's online, we'll give you a free pizza to use for a future pizza emergency. So you'll have an emergency pizza. A free pizza when you need it most.
All right, bye everybody.
Thank you. You're welcome. Enjoy.